Welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper. Right now I am switching gears. I'm switching tasks. And you know what that means? Stopping one task and moving on to another. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I know that. That's why I said you know what that means. I'm actually looking at priority number 3 right now. Right back there is priority number 3, which is not what I'm doing. Eventually, all this stuff here will be under a lean-to off that shipping container. Lord willing. That's the plan anyway. But out here is where I have many resources, many good things to sort through and use, and that's what I'm looking at today. For my priority number 1, I'm trying to figure out how to space my next, upright run on the wall out from the wall so that air can get behind there, and that air can get, cold air can be drawn in the bottom as the warm air exits the top as it heads behind this heated up section of rock. And what I'm thinking of doing is something like some of this stuff here. You see, if I take a section of this roofing tin, just like our panel, you can see it's got all these little bumps. So it could work as a spacer if I screwed this onto the wall. I'd probably take a bigger section, and what we're going to do is we're going to sort through. We're going to find a good big old section, probably something from in here. Looks like some good ones. A lot of this stuff right here in this particular pile was gifts from Miss Monica. She's I don't know, she hosted like my 39th birthday party. Jeff from Bobblehead Homestead came over there. Hickory Ridge came over there. It was a good group, a good gathering. And we met her over at Jeff from Bobblehead Homestead where we were making his tiny cabin show up. But some of that looks really good. We're going to see if that'll work for this project. Yeah, some of this will definitely work. I'll just have to get a couple measurements and see what'll work best. So some cool good news on this. Number 1, wow, that goes differently in here with this metal. Number 1 is I just happen to have 2 sheets this big from Monica. And 2 little ones that'll finish the top. It's just a little long, so what I'll do is I'll cut this last section. Yeah, too sunny there. What I'll do is I'll cut this last section and then overlap it with itself, so I've got a good ridge and another good ridge right at the end, and it starts with a good ridge. I'm going to make those cuts now with some tin snips and get this screwed in first, making sure I mark where those studs are, and what that'll do is provide that airspace behind the other Durock, the other concrete board I'm putting up. Boy, this should work pretty good. I'm excited. And originally I was thinking of maybe just trying to use some conduit spacers where I'd cut some conduit, a hollow hard metal tube and screw through that, but that would have been such a crazy thing to try to line up a bunch on the back of a 5x3 sheet of Durock. It would have been insane. This will give me some nice airflow, some good space, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a great idea. And more free resources I had to use on a great project like this. some reason I forget I can score that with a utility knife and then just bend it and break it, which is a lot easier. So don't do that. So with this project, as I adhere the Durock, the concrete board, to the wall, and it's got that space there, I don't want to sink the screws all the way through it. So I'm actually just going to take some metal and cut a bunch of squares, drill a little hole through it, and use that as washers to prevent it from pulling in too much. After I do that, then I'll put the lath over the top, and we should be where we need to be. But just trying to think through that. I didn't really have anything on hand, so I'm just gonna make my own washers. You know, it's just to prevent these from pulling in too much. That'll do it. So glad to have resources like this on hand. Another one from Monica. Just thought I would grab it. I was thinking of using it for a like a birdhouse top because of the size and shape, but we'll use it for this project instead. So here's one too. Rather than cutting all these and then making a bunch of holes through them, I'm just making a bunch of holes and then cutting it because that makes more sense. You know, have to hang on some tiny little thing and try to drill between your fingers or something. It's not like I got a clamp sitting around here, so. Watching the chickens drink water out the window. Well, you know, you break a drill bit and you think of things, just like how this was not the best way to try to cut that metal. It was better to use the utility knife, and now that I'm cutting little ones, it is better. Drilling through here isn't the best. So whack it with a nail, put your holes through it with the board behind it, then you'll be good to drill. But coming together, working well. This is crazy. This is crazy. I think I'm gonna prep it today so that tomorrow night I can do a lot of the stonework, and then probably have to go get maybe some more mortar, some more scratch coat, some more stuff. I'll see. But I may not have all the resources I need. Got a lot of them though, so we'll see how far I get. So I've just got about another hour to work tonight. I don't want to do it for all of it, but I'm gonna put up the lathe so that I'm ready to go tomorrow night when I get back at things. Now, there's a number of different ways that this can go because it's two-sided, and then there's an up and a down and a left and a right. You can rotate it all sorts of ways, but if you look at it closely, it has a bunch of little pockets depending on which way you're holding it. So what I want is my pockets angled down at the wall. This will be the way to go. It feels pretty smooth. If you pull it the other way, it's pretty rough. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna screw it up that way. And then when I put my scratch coat on for the wall, I went vertical here on the little 11-inch sections. I really should have just went widthwise because it was so short I just pulled it down. It shouldn't matter. But since I've got such a much bigger section here, when I do the scratch coat, I'm gonna put it horizontal. So it's parallel with the ground, and I think that'll work a lot better. I'm also gonna maybe try to sort some rocks, get some nice thin ones for the walls. I don't want something that thick up there. I'm gonna go with some thinner ones, hopefully. And I'm excited because this is really coming together. This, you know, it's not a lot. A couple different details and stuff going on. Yeah, baby. A couple different, you know, key components to it, but it's huge to get it done, and there's only a couple more steps in, and it's hopefully forever done. We don't got to worry about it anymore. So I'm gonna get this up. So I do got a couple more screws to go, but pretty much this thing's gonna be ready. I still gotta wrap that little layer around there of stone, the uprights, but now I can put my scratch coat on that back section. It's got the lathe on front, it's got the Durock behind it, and then it's got that space behind there. So should be able to suck in air, heat it up, and send it out the top. You think it'll work, child?
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. That's a good one. Hopefully. I agree. So I'm gonna finish screwing up this thing, and yeah, maybe in the next video, hopefully, I should only need to mortar this like a time or two and it'll be done. Mortar grout, mortar grout. Hey, kids, don't play on it though. Head off. We're good for now. Come off. Can't wait till the stove's up there. That way it's not such an open invitation. But we'll see you guys next time. Come here, buddy. This guy's gonna shut down the video for you. Come here.
Bug out.
No, you gotta get on the camera first. Now come up close. Now tell him.
Bug out.